Oriire funo, good tidings to you. I pray that you are feeling awake, aware, and elevated in mind, body, and spirit, wherever you are, and whatever may be happening around you. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. I'm Baba Umar, Oluranse Emese, voice of the MSA, member of the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs in Ile-Ife, Nigeria, Oluwo of the House of Umar, and Babalao of Ile-Ife, Orisa, the House of the Mysteries of the Orishas. Oriire, abundant blessings to our Egbe, our online community of subscribers that continues to grow thanks to you. Thank you for joining us for another lesson. Remember, as a member of our YouTube Egbe, you can support each other's spiritual journey by posting your questions and uplifting comments in the comment section below. You can also email me using the link in the description below if you need to contact me on a more personal matter. Also, check the community section of the channel for periodic messages from me. If you're new to these video lessons, we invite you to go ahead and click the subscribe and notification buttons and share this resource with your family, friends, and associates. You never know whose life you may change by that simple act of sharing. Homage to the one who sends and to those who are sent. Homage to Orisa and Egun. Our topic for this video is moving forward to 2024. Modu Pwe to all of you who have become subscribers to this channel. Special thanks to those of you who have shared this channel and this wisdom with others. And special blessings for all of you who have put your PDF study guides together, diligently studied this wisdom, and applied these lessons to improving your lives and the lives of those around you. I pray that the information I've shared thus far has been meaningful in helping you to remember and understand the purpose for which you chose to come into the world, and in helping you to navigate your path towards fulfilling your chosen destiny. I pray that these lessons have helped you to be prepared for what lies ahead in 2024. So in 2023, we started out in January with Ifa, the spiritual tradition of Orisa and Ancestor worship, part 2. And in that lecture, that talk, that discussion, that lesson, we said Ifa looks at the nature of the physical world, the physical universe, and then ask these questions. How can we act and interact with the essence of this reality in such a way that we can live the best possible life? Can metaphysical and spiritual principles influence and affect the physical laws of the universe? Is the physical reality a collection of individual and separate pieces? Or is it an integrated whole governed by a unifying principle? Jumping ahead, in May of 2023, we continued Ifa, the spiritual tradition of Orisa and Ancestor worship. We focused more in on Ifa and the Orisa. This was part 6 of that series. And we looked at Isopo. Isopo is a Yoruba term that means connectivity. the state or extent of being connected or interconnected. And we pointed out things that are connected have access to and the possibility of communication with each other. Things that are connected are linked or related to each other. Things that are in a state of isopo feel an affinity with each other. That is a spontaneous or natural liking or empathy for someone or something. In June of 2023, again, we're continuing Ifa, the spiritual tradition of Orisa and Ancestor worship. Continued to talk about Isopo. This was part 7. Isopo is a fact, a law of creation that permeates everything, we said. However, when it comes to us, you and me, the sentient spiritual forces that dwell in and around us, Isopo also becomes a matter of choice. While certain aspects of our existence in the Loja, the marketplace, are subject to the law of Isopo, our behavior, our conduct, our thoughts, and actions are a matter of choice. Last month, or really this month, November 2023, we had a special lesson based on a discussion that I had with the Alatunze Awo Chief Ayoba Midale Adele Khan. I asked or presented several statements to Chief Adele Khan, one of which was, whatever thought, vibration, or knowledge is picked up by one Orisha is also immediately known by every other Orisha and Erunmale in the multiverse of creation, the divine matrix, the mind of Olu-dumare. In his reply, Ademo Adele Khan referenced a verse from Sacred Odu Ogbewori that said, Aki Ishe Osa, Lodo Ki Labe Labe, Omogbo. No one celebrates the river spirits behind the river guardian. He went on to explain. He said the Orisha world is a continuum amongst them because they are all part of the completeness of Olu-dumare, working in synergy and independently for one purpose, according to the form required for their callings and assignments. To which I added as a comment in that lesson, you and I, as spiritual entities inhabiting these three-dimensional avatars, likewise work in synergy and independently for one purpose, according to the form required for our calling, our prenatal chosen destinies and assignments, our sacred agreement with Olu-dumare to work together to bring about the good condition for every human being. And now, let us look ahead to the possibilities of 2024. We'll spend this next year sharing all new lessons and sharing additional wisdom in the community section of the channel. In bringing this year, 2023, to a conclusion, I want to ask you a few questions and prepare you for the significant changes that may lay ahead for us all. What was 2023 like for you? Did you face many difficulties and challenges in your life? Did you sometimes have the sense that, as they say, the world was going to hell in a handbasket? Did you find yourself trying to make sense of what seemed like a whirl of people going mad and social institutions crumbling all around you? Did you find yourself wondering what in the world is going on? And asking yourself with some anxiety and trepidation, what is coming next? Perhaps the reason for these feelings, the reason for this ugliness that we witness in the present world, the challenges that so many of us are facing, the chaos in the Loja, perhaps it is all pointed to in the sacred Odu Ifa. In an Odu that talks about a time in the past when the world was experiencing similar conditions and the reason why the world was experiencing those conditions, just as we are experiencing conditions today. In Ofunsa, the 226th Odu, it speaks about the condition of the world being tied to the behavior of human beings. There are 4 parts to this Odu. It's an extensive Odu. I'm going to share part 1 of this Odu. Oto Oro. The world has flown off its pivot into space. Ogba Ara. The world is rent asunder to its very core. If the world becomes rotten in our time, it is because we no longer know how to behave. Ifa was consulted for the elders of Ife when the domain of Ife seemed like a cracked calabash. Now let me have you, as we talk about this past history, think about what is going on right now in the world around us. Put yourself in the position of these ancient ancestors of Ife and understand what is being said in this Odu as it applies to you and me today. We said, who will help us repair the domain of Ife as we repair a cracked calabash? We sent for Olota from the city of Ado. He came, a mighty priest, but could do nothing. We sent for Erenme from Owo. He came, but could do nothing. Yet, Ado is the abode of Ifa, and Owo is the seat of the wise Etu. We sent for Ogun at Ire to restore the domain of Ife. He came, but tried in vain. Men became like dried trees on their feet. Rain refused to fall. Hunger came. Men and beasts perished. They cried in despair, who will end our misery and restore Ife to its lost estate? A voice said, you have not yet sent for Obalufon at Ayinde, Laberenjo at Ido, Jigunre at Otun Moba, and Esegba, the high priest of the Egba, who led them to the forests of the Egba. You have not sent for Asada in Ejesa, and Akoda in Ile-Ife, to come and help in restoring Ife to its lost estate. When they were sent for and came, they tried and failed. It was all in vain. Aboru aboye ashe, 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 ofunsa. This is part one of 4 parts to this story. It is a story of the Eniyan of the past. I also want you to know that this story of the past does have a happy ending, but not without great tribulation and tragedy along the way. I also want you to know that this is a story about you and me, the time we are living in today, the lessons we came here to learn, and the work we came here to do. Don't think of yourself in such small terms. You're not nothing, as some would have you believe. You are the caretakers of this planet. Ile-Ife, Mother Earth. You are the guardians of all her forces and elements, and all her children in all of the kingdoms, vegetal, mineral, animal, bacterial, fungal, and human. Your and my responsibility goes far beyond your job, earning money, and putting food on the table. The Ifa Creation Story tells us that there are 5 stages to creation. The Ifa Creation Story tells us that in stage 4 of creation, Olofi-dumare created the first humans by himself, naming the first human Nini Binini, or Ani Biani, meaning the one in our likeness. The first human was a woman, and Olofi-dumare brought her to earth by himself and passed her through Odu Ifa and Odu Ifa. The Ifa Creation Story goes on and also tells us that during stage 4 of the creation, quote, the ground on the earth was united. Basically, it was Pangea. And all the humans lived together during this period. When the ground began to spread and break apart, groups also separated as well. Beloved, we are now living in the period of transition from stage 4 of creation to stage 5. From a 3-dimensional reality to a 5th-dimensional reality. The Ifa Creation Story tells us that we are still in the 4th stage of creation and quickly moving into the 5th stage. Ifa stated that during this 4th stage of humanity, we'll be doing the same thing that the first Eniyan did. Basically, killing each other and destroying the planet with our technological advances and other powers. Many wars will commence, and many will die. This will reach the point that the only way for true survival is going back to tradition. Remembering our roots, our practices, and sacred ways of nourishing the earth and ourselves. We will have to move into this way of life by force. Ifa says that although not everyone will want to live traditionally, it is yet the only way to appease the divine and prevent the ajoguns. I like the analogy of the caterpillar becoming a butterfly. The caterpillar goes into the chrysalis and it actually dissolves. If we could cut open the chrysalis and take a peek inside, or have x-ray lens and take a peek inside, we'd say, oh, I mean, it would be disgusting. It would be ugly. It would be horrible to see. But what's happening is that caterpillar is dissolving, and some of the cells, the structure of the caterpillar is being reconfigured. Its DNA is being reconfigured to bring about the existence of a butterfly. And as the butterfly begins to form, that new creature begins to use the substance of the caterpillar, the old creature, as food to nourish itself, and eventually the chrysalis opens and a beautiful, magnificent butterfly comes out. We are now living in the stage of the chrysalis. Yes, it's ugly. It's disgusting. The things that we see going on around us, the decisions we see people making, the political structure that we see falling apart, the institutions and breaking their vow to the people, all of what we see, that's what it looks like inside that chrysalis. That's where we are. On the other side, depending on your and my choices, is the possibility of the butterfly being born. Brothers and sisters, you're not nothing. You are the masters of your destiny and the architects of your fate. Remember that as we move forward. Come, let us continue this transformative journey together and do the things that must be done in 2024 and beyond to bring about a new reality, to move into that fifth dimensional space that Olu-dumare has ordained for us. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Ki Olu-dumare Orisha ati egun, Fifune ni itona imoye ati opo ire. May Olu-dumare Orisha and Egun bestow on you guidance, wisdom, and abundant blessings. Ifo Kanbale, peace of mind from Olu-dumare. Mobagbo Ninutiyo, I believe in you. Okan Miidojuti Oti Ife, my heart embraces you with love. Ajo Lo, Ajo Bo. We go out together, we return together. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo.